Hello internet dwellers, I'm Sam and you're watching the Code Cove. For those of you who don't know, LeetCode is a website where you can test your coding knowledge with a variety of different coding challenges. Typically people use it if they got a technical interview coming up, other people use it for fun, or just to brush up on their skills. The reason I'm doing this video now is because I took a long break from LeetCode, and when coming back from it, I noticed a bunch of things that I was doing differently that really would have helped me out in the beginning. So whether you're new or just returning, I want to share some golden nuggets with you to help you survive the painful beginnings of LeetCode. First time I did LeetCode, I expected the easy questions on the website to be similar to the ones you get when you're learning to code, like here's an array, put the numbers in reverse order, that sort of thing. I had done a bunch of projects when I first started LeetCode, so I thought, oh, okay, the easy questions will be easy, right? This brings me to my first point, pick a subject. So to go off what I said about the easy questions not being what I expected, LeetCode gives you the option to select specific objects. What's a topject? LeetCode gives you the option to select specific topics to practice. Alternatively, you can just select the language you want and then kind of just have at it. I personally found it easier to select a topic and then work my way through the questions. The reason for this is that my goal wasn't just to be comfortable if I got given a specific question in an interview, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I've done that one before, I can do that. By going down and doing all the questions in a specific topic, one after the other, it let me see patterns and gain a lot more confidence in that one area. The whole idea, like I said, was to be able to come back to it and then have the confidence to do any of the questions in that area, because there's patterns that start to emerge and it is like a cheat code when you come back to them questions. LeetCode could be very frustrating, and it has ways of just humbling you when you think you're dominating questions and then it just gets you. This is especially true if you just kind of have at it and just do random questions from each subject. So if you want to see patterns and kind of have a cheat code to the questions later on in life, then pick the difficulty you want and just work your way down the line. Let me know in the comments below what languages and subjects you've been doing in LeetCode. Preparation. Before you start, if you have in your head that you want to work on arrays, then brush up on your knowledge of the methods and manipulating them and so on. Some of you may think this is like cheating and you just kind of want to see what knowledge you already know and just dive straight in. And if that's something you can do, then great. But this is just something that helped me at the beginning. LeetCode is a very different way of thinking, and if you're trying to remember something and use it in a way that you haven't used before, and also do these random questions, I found that doing the extra research just beforehand, like I'm going to do arrays, I'm going to brush up on the array methods and whatnot, it kind of took off the pressure of, okay, what knowledge do I have? And it allowed me to think on using the logical side of my brain and like, okay, how do I approach this? This is just something that helped me. LeetCode is a different way of thinking than just doing like a project or just learning about different methods and so on. So I really felt like having the knowledge fresh in my head really took off the pressure of what and strengthening the logical part of my brain. LeetCode isn't just about what you know, it's about seeing problems from different perspectives and creatively applying methods, functions and tools in new ways. Getting stuck. So you've started your first question and you're stuck. You're really tempted to click on the solution button on the side. I want to talk about the solutions later, but there's something I want to mention beforehand. Let me know in the comments below how far you got on your first time before you got stuck. This is your chance to build on your problem solving skills, but with some leniency. What we're about to do is something you do at home and very helpful when you're doing projects, and it's a good thing to learn. However, this isn't something you can do in a technical interview. This is just why we're learning, so maybe don't open up Google when you're doing an interview. So you've been given a new problem and you can't figure out what to do, and you know how to use arrays, you know how to use strings, you can't figure it out. Go into the documentation. I don't see this as cheating. This is another way of you trying to get to the answer and still testing your knowledge. Being like, oh, what's the name of that thing? Oh, the find index method, you know, something like that. Go onto the documentation and have a look. See if you can figure it out that way. Sometimes when you first start doing these problems, it just kind of flies out your head and you know deep down that you know it. There's no shame in this. You're at the end of the day trying to build that muscle, trying to think, and you're still using the logical side of your brain. It's just that that knowledge is kind of disappeared out your head momentarily. If you're having trouble just dive in head first, then give it a go. At the end of the day, there's tools here to help you, and if They're going to help you be able to do it independently, and you can still strengthen your knowledge and your process along the way and do it. We all have to learn somehow, and this is a good stepping stone at the beginning while allowing yourself to still do the heavy lifting. Solution. Done your first question, you completed it, time for the next one. Wait. Just wait 1 second. If you go onto solutions, you can see what other people have submitted, and it's honestly amazing the amount of effort people have put into adding what they've done. There's even videos and just paragraphs of why people tried these methods. There's even people saying, oh, here was my first approach, here was my second approach, that's why I did this approach. Really cool to see different ways of tackling the same problem and which one worked better. Definitely give it a look. Conclusion. To sum this up, prepare yourself at the beginning until you've done this a couple of times. Pick a subject, work your way down the line, and repetition is going to help it stick into your head, and it will allow you to do it better in the future, like if you're in a technical interview. Patterns will emerge and it will get easier. If you've been stuck on a problem for ages, have a look at the documentation and test out the methods you were thinking about using, or all going to build your strength when doing these questions. You got this, and it kind of gets fun, trust me. To get more content on coding and tech news, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. It really helps out my small channel. Anyway, until next time, bye.